And now I'm gonna go live and then I'll just start talking and then you'll know that we started, okay?
Okay.
All right. All right. All right. Hey, everybody. I'm here today with Melissa, one of my clients that is a recent successful client. Melissa had an amazing journey. She went from a seven-figure CEO, selling that business to coaching and being a success at it in the process. She reinvented her career. She mastered her niche. Well, she's still working on it. Technology and hyper attraction marketing to not only recover her investment, make more money, and then achieve remarkable growth in her new coaching venture. So I'm here today with Melissa. We're going to interview her and just learn more about her experience working together. So, how are you, Melissa?
Hi, Dana. I'm great. How are you?
Amazing. Amazing. So, why don't you just tell everybody just more about who you are and kind of like what you do and what was this new venture you went on?
Yeah, so I built and scaled a tech business over like 14 years and had a successful exit about 18 months ago. And my plan was to take some time off, but I was introduced to the world of coaching because I went to an immersion program for entrepreneurs as a speaker and a mentor. And while I was there, just my eyes got opened about all of these people, business owners and entrepreneurs who could benefit from my expertise and my years of experience. And so I decided that I was going to start consulting and coaching, and being able to offer both was an advantage because I had real experience in building and selling a business. And so I ended up being retired for 33 days and spent a couple months trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Like, how am I going to be a coach and a consultant? And how do I figure this new business out? And went searching for answers. And that's when I came upon the amazing Dana Silvestri.
Amazing. And what at this time, what were like some of the main things when we really? I know we met on a Zoom call and then we did. It was a few months before we started working together. But what were some of the things when we first started that you would consider like problems, that things that you wanted clarity on, or
Yeah.
overall in this new venture in this new business?
So I knew that I had all of this valuable experience, but I didn't know how to package it up. So I didn't really know what my product was going to be, and I didn't know who I was going to sell it to because, working with business owners is just way too broad. So my biggest pain points were just not having clarity around what I was going to do in this business. It's not like, oh, I'm selling technology. I'm selling a technology service, which is what I used to do. This was totally different. So in addition to that, I also had no idea about the technology stack that would be most appropriate to do this. I didn't want to have to learn 20 new pieces of software or apps or technology in order to put this kind of business together because I had so many ideas. I just wanted to get started. And so I wanted somebody who had expertise who could just say, this is what you need. This is how to use it. This is what you need. I've already vetted it. This is the best.
Yeah, I mean that's like a lot of people that are watching this or listening or whatever know that your audience, your niche, your offer, or maybe they don't know your offer, having a course or program, how do you provide value, and we're pretty straightforward here. Is like it's not just coaching; it's you have to know marketing and all that, be a salesperson as well, and help people. and then you get to coach, and then you fulfill on that. So it's kind of like all these things together. And I know out there's like so many different coaches and consultants, and who do I choose? So like a big question that's coming to me as well is, why did you choose me, and what made
Yeah.
you decide to make that investment, not only your money but your time into me and my business?
Yeah. So what I liked about your offer is really it was a combination of three things. Number one, you understand the and talk and teach about the concept of having a positive mindset and how limiting beliefs can really get into your way when you are an entrepreneur and you're starting something new. And it doesn't really matter if you've got 20 some years of experience like I do, like stuff still comes up and you have to work through that. So I liked that you have a very deep knowledge base about that topic. So that was one. Number two, you had an online business and you helped grow other people's online businesses. And that was the method of business that I wanted to do this time. And so you were ahead of me in that because I didn't have an online business before. So
Mm.
that was new. And then lastly, is you have it's not just your coach where you uh, ask the kinds of questions that your clients that forces them to be able to see for themselves how to make change and affect change in their business. So you not only do that, but then you also have the tactical side. So you can jump in and be like, no, you need to do this, you need to do that. Have you thought of this? So it's that consulting expertise that you bring to the table. So it's really all three of those things.
Yeah, and I think that's huge, is having someone that not only is a coach, I mean, depends what people are looking for, but also have the actual knowledge of strategizing and coming up with a strategy, or looking into, it could be your post or specific strategies that you're using for marketing and stuff like that. I think that's extremely valuable. And I think it's fun. It makes it more fun too to have someone that supports you in that way too. So out of all these things, like what did you like the most about working with me in the program? Like what was that one thing that you were like, this is my favorite part of of the program, or not even the
Yeah.
program, the mentorship?
Um, well, I can say with 100% certainty that I know so much more today about this kind of a business than I did 6 or 8 months ago when I first started. So obviously I like that because it's knowledge and knowledge is power. And uh, there's nothing bad about that. So I love
Right.
that. But what I really loved about working with you is that you go the extra mile. So I would have something really frustrating that would happen with me, with a client, or uh, I mean, there were so many things over the course of 8 months, it's like uh, peaks and valleys and highs and lows. And I would share the positives, the wins with you, but I would also share the frustrations and the losses. And you were always responsive. You always had something to say, even if it was something really simple that I might have forgotten. You kind of highlighted it and brought it to my attention, which is really hard to do when you're in it. It's really hard to see things for yourself when you're in your business. So having somebody who is just going to jump in there, get back to me very quickly. You are really there for your clients all the time. If you're going to be out of pocket, you let us know well in advance. And it's really your availability.
Yeah, I love that. And I love doing that. So it's my pleasure to do that.
Yeah, you can tell that you love this business and that, that's inspirational for somebody who's starting out.
Right, right. And so what, I know you mentioned some of them throughout the conversation already, but internally and externally, what were some of the results that you got? So obviously, and for the people listening, like growing any business, I say straight out, is challenging. Challenges come up. You question things. Is this wrong? Is this right?
Yeah.
That's any business. And that's what I've experienced. And that's what I share, is the truth behind that.
Mhm.
So obviously with intrinsic, meaning inside things, there's growth that when you break through these challenges. So what was some of the growth you had? And then also externally, like what were some of the opportunities you got, or some of the income that you got, about
Yeah.
like making your investment back and stuff like that?
So intrinsically, has been quite a journey for me, because having run a business and built a business over 14 years, uh, a majority of that time, I did not have a lot of emotional intelligence. I was not self aware. I was burning the midnight oil. I was in beast mode. My mission was to scale a business. And it did not, while the business did very well, and that took everything out of me, and I completely lost myself in the process, which had a lot of negative consequences in other areas of my life. Business life was amazing, top of my game, everything else crumbling. And so over the last 3-ish years, I have been gaining this self-reflection and self-awareness and emotional intelligence to be understanding of what I need in order to have more balance in my life. And so now, starting a new business, it's very easy for me to jump right back into beast mode.
Oh yeah.
And I have to really get a better handle on that. And over the last year, I found myself really slipping into that a lot. And I have more awareness, and I have so many more tools now. And you open my eyes to some new tools that I use all the time to get a better handle on that, and to have it be more sustainable, have the growth of this new business be more sustainable than the growth of my last business. So intrinsically, I think that was something huge that I gained.
Mm.
Extrinsically, I was able to recoup my initial investment. So the cost of the program was paid for within 8 months. And so that's very positive, because, whenever you're making an investment, you want to know what's the return on my investment. And I knew going into a new business that I was probably going to be in the red my first year. And so I knew that going in. And so I'm very happy that I was able to recoup my initial investment faster than I anticipated. Um, and in terms of what I actually accomplished, I sold my course. I brought on one clients. I booked paid keynotes and other speaking gigs. I was a guest on many podcasts, collaborated with influencers, grew my social media by many, thousands of followers. So I've accomplished a lot in the last 8 months.
Yeah. Come on, do it.
Good job. Good
Yeah,
job.
yeah, that's
Good job.
exciting.
High five.
Virtual high fives, whatever that is now. We're gonna have to get the goggles soon. The Google goggles, have you seen those?
Oh God. No.
Yeah, apparently they fry your brain, so I don't know about that, but
And my brain is already fried from many things in my youth and cell phones.
yeah,
So
yeah. It's funny. And yeah, everybody, you don't want to see Melissa in beast mode. So, and that's good, because it's like a lot of people watching this and they think like money's the answer too, which money is very important, obviously. But it's like you want to grow a business and you want to enjoy it. And also, Melissa is helping people do that too, is grow businesses. Because if you so, I'll tag her in this as well. Check out her page and stuff, and check out her story, because she's doing it in a way that's actually enjoyable, and you can still earn money. Like you can do both. It's just a lot of people don't know that, or they don't understand that until they earn the money.
well, the thing is there are people who can help you grow your business in a way that's sustainable. I wish I would have known me 8 years ago. My God, what a different path I would have had if I would have had somebody like me coming in, showing me the way, and shedding light on the fact that it wasn't okay the way that I was growing my business, and not have it affect the EBITDA, or not have it affect the cash flow or my profits at the end of the day. So
Mm.
that's what I aim to do now, is to help people do that, so they don't have to experience the burnout and the soul crushing work that I did for so long.
Yes. Yes, I love that. And where do you think you'd be today if we hadn't had that conversation, if you hadn't joined the mentorship or the program, the
Yeah.
coaching? Mm.
I would have just probably struggled along, and it would have been harder for me to combat beast mode, because one of the telltale symptoms of Melissa in beast mode, and I think of any business owner who's struggles with perfectionism, or is a hyperachiever or high achiever in any way, it's that they think that they have to do things on their own.
Mm.
It just makes it immeasurably harder when you try and do something on your own. So that's why I'm just a huge advocate of building your personal board of directors however you can build it, whether it's through mentorships or coaching or advisors, or getting people in your corner who are going to help you, and so you don't have to go at it alone. Networking, building a community, however you can do it. It's not something you should do alone.
Yeah. And I talked to like a lot of people, they start a new venture and they're very excited and they go out and they're like, I'm gonna figure out myself, right? And I just talked to someone a few days ago. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news and be like, hey, that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? But
Mm,
people tend to come in with like this really optimistic mindset that it'll all work out. But the truth is you, myself, any people that are watching on social media have got some sort of mentorship at some point or some sort of guidance at some point to get to
yeah.
that point is what I believe. So I'm happy we could have that conversation and spend that time on working together. So what would you tell the people that are watching this? They could be a business owner that just completely brand new, like we just talked about, or they could be like a coach that just hasn't earned any money, or maybe they're earning a couple $100 or a couple
Yeah.
thousand and they make more money in this industry. What would you say to them to really kind of nudge them to talk to me or something?
Yeah. So I think the first time I talked to you, I was like, I'm not hiring a coach. This is where I was. This was my frame of mind. I do not need anybody telling me how to do it. I'm a seven-figure CEO. I know how to run a business, for crying out loud. I can figure out this one on my own. And so that I remember that first time I talked to you, I was like, oh, he's just going to try and sell me something, and I think I was short. You've probably been on the other end of Melissa being a short, so I was like, not interested in not um, having it in any way, but you immediately gave me some little nuggets. Like, you implanted these seeds for free. Just I was like, hey, I see that you're doing this. Have you thought of this, or have you tried this? And I was appreciative that in that really small window that you had, that you gave me something actionable, and that I was like, oh wow, if he was able to come up with that so quickly, and that really was helpful to me, what else does he have to say? And so then I became intrigued, and I actually was interested in speaking to you. So I would say to anybody who hasn't had a conversation with you, just to reach out, because you're a busy guy. You talk to so many people, and of course you're trying to build your business too, but you are also just trying to be helpful and build relationships. So if you can share a nugget with somebody that can help them now and just build a relationship with them for down the road, I know that you're open to that. So I would say, don't be afraid to have a conversation. You're not super salesy. You're not like that aggressive kind of personality, because that wouldn't have flown with me at all. And just go for it. Set up the call.
Yeah. And it's really that simple, guys. So that's it. So thank you, Melissa,
Yeah.
for sharing your transformation, your knowledge, inspiring the people that are watching. So if you're watching this right now and you have interest, you're curious, or you have questions about like what this would look like working together, I'm going to drop a link in the comments right after this. So you can click that link, book a time to chat with me. And again, like Melissa said, we'll just have a conversation, see where you are, where you want to go, and if we can work together, or I'll just leave you off with some valuable nuggets, like she said, because I actually like doing that. Obviously, my time's limited, but when
Mhm.
I do talk to people, my goal is to leave them with something, not just like talk for no reason and we both be pissed. So, anyways,
Even
book
though
that time.
you do really like to talk.
No, you just listen to my program. You think that I'm actually an introvert.
You love to talk, Dana.
You're like watching. All I imagine is you at home listening to the program and just like listening to my voice all day. Really an introvert, though. But no, I do love to talk to certain people, and you would be one of them, Melissa.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you, Melissa. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you next time. And stop here.